MotoGP gears up for qualifying at round 13 of the 2025 World Championship. Welcome to the wonderful Red Bull Ring. Can Marc Marquez put it on pole position once more? Let's find out. Let's cross down then to our colleagues at TNT, Sylvain Gintoli and Susie Perry.
This afternoon that you've predicted, Sylvain.
Maybe.
Back to that session, though. Mark still got the 3/10, but Pecco just taking that second place very, very last minute, and it does feel as though he's a bit closer this weekend.
Yeah, so far he's done really well. You know, he's been as close as he's ever been to Marc. Yeah, once again, we know that Marc is going to be hard to beat. You know, how dominating he's been. He's been destroying them since the start of the season. So it's going to be tough. And obviously, we try and sell it a little bit. You know, we want Pecco to take the fight to his teammate. He's looking good, but yeah, Marc with 3 to 4 times during the session. It's a small track around here.
I was going to say,
and it's hard to make a difference. So it is quite a big gap. Let's see if he can maintain that, because he only did that one lap. So yeah, let's see if he can maintain that. Pedro Acosta as well, trying really hard and being quite close, making a mistake, but putting it all back together at the end of the session. So yeah, he's got some competition this weekend. Marc has.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Anyway, what about Fabio Quartararo? What did you see out there in that last session? In terms of, obviously he had got that injury yesterday, hurt his left hip and his leg a little bit.
Yeah, it looked like the Yamahas were really struggling, you know, and it's not just Fabio. All the Yamahas are struggling quite a bit. So, yeah, it's a tough one. I genuinely thought here they could make again a difference, and potentially Fabio could go and get pole, or you know, could go, and he has done that this year so far. You know, he's able to produce that one lap wonder. So I thought he might be able to do a step again this weekend, and it looks like it's tough.
You know, at this stage, after going through the last few years of the doldrums with Yamaha, he just doesn't need any more blows, does he? He should have won at Silverstone. The ride height device drop ruined that victory for him. How much can a rider take of these bits of bad luck?
It's tough. It's difficult, and he decided, well, a year and a bit ago to stick with Yamaha until the end of 2026.
Yeah.
To stick with the project, and they are trying so hard. There's a lot of budget involved, a lot of man hours. Everybody's working really hard on this project. They're trying on with that V4 concept. They're obviously working on the new rules as well for 2027.
But that V4 at the moment is currently much slower, isn't it?
Yeah, it's too slow at the moment.
Bike.
So they can't. Well, at the moment they can't introduce it, and it's even too early for the official riders, for Fabio and Co to even try the bike. It looks like it's a couple of seconds off. So at the moment they're still working on that, but it is a completely different concept. You know, this engine. It's not just the engine swap. There's a whole bike that is different. You know, the weight distribution, the chassis, the swing arms and frame, and so on. So they're working hard anyway.
Yeah, a lot, I imagine, on Fabio Quartararo's mind. Let's get the latest news from the Yamaha garage. Steve Day is with Mayo Merigali.
Mayo, Fabio about to go out in Q1. It looked like a frustrating day yesterday, particularly after the crash. Is he okay physically, and how important is this next session?
Yeah, luckily physically he's okay. Last night he was a bit sore, but this morning he said much better than yesterday. Yeah, it's not easy. Actually, yesterday morning we started pretty well, and I think until the crash things were going not in a bad way. For sure the crash didn't help, and as usually here, from the morning to the afternoon, the track temp rise up, and for us is critical, because then the grip drop down. And there is really our talone d'Achille. I don't know how to. Is an area where we suffer. And basically yesterday we ended up in this situation. And now from Q1 to jump in Q2, I think it's pretty difficult. There are too many fast riders that will be able to jump in Q2. I hope that both can really put together a perfect lap, but even that I think it will be not easy.
It's been a real struggle for Alex Rins this year. He's still not quite 100% fit. After the summer break, can you give us some positive signs about the second half of his season?
Yeah, here I think he did pretty well, because he really closed the gap, because The most important thing for him was to at least to get closer to the faster Yamaha, and in this 1.5 day, I think he shorted up this gap. Physically now he's okay, much better than beginning of the season. While beginning of the season he had the surgery and he couldn't really train, but now the leg is much better than before, and he never complained, he never say a single word about this. Now we are really all behind him to try to bring him back where we know he has the capability to be.
Just lastly, Mayo, stability control, it's been brought in for safety. Can Yamaha profit from it in any way and from a sporting side?
Yeah, to be honest, we had a test in Misano where both riders felt an improvement. They felt different. Here they didn't feel the difference they felt in Misano, but also it's a different track, and also here we use a different angle, and this is for me the reason why.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Welcome to qualifying then. The green light is underway. We are go for a very critical run. Just 11 riders in this first session. We've got Enea Bastianini, Ayagura, Luca Marini, Fabio Quartararo, Fabio Di Giannantonio, Jorge Martin, Alex Rins, Marco Bezzecchi, Miguel Oliveira, Jack Miller and Maverick Vinales all heading out here at the Red Bull Ring. Megan Birch is on her way to the commentary box again as we get ready for the action to begin here. And I'm looking forward to this one so much as well. Who could take it? Pole position once again. Will it go to Marc Marquez? Can he claim pole position number 74 of his Premier Class career? 102nd overall. Stands on the precipice as well. Let's check in with our colleagues at TNT.
Inside the top 10, more sessions, he's got a good chance of going through. Quartararo, obviously, he's had poles this year. He should go through. Digi, like you just said. Then you've got Jorge Martin, who's building his confidence, but unbelievable at one lap. Alex Rins is off the pace. He's not got a chance. Bez, obviously... on incredible form, got a chance. Oliveira, not a chance. I'd say Jack Miller, probably not a chance. And Vinales is injured, so...
But he's not even gone out.
He's not gone out. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 riders that has got a really good opportunity of going through.
Thanks very much, boys. First lap times on the board, as you can now see in your timing tower. Let's just see what's going to happen and who's going to have the advantage slash disadvantage coming through at the moment. This is always the case to try and start to contend with first and second sector times. All Yamahas out there at the moment on the circuit. Exactly the one that they were looking for here today. We'll just open up that monitor to keep an eye on things. Correction, yeah, all 4 Yamahas in Q1. Been a miserable weekend in Austria so far for Yamaha, all 4 of them in Q1. Best place to M1 yesterday was Fabio Quartararo in P14. That's from Crash and our blog helpers there as well. From a wonderful team there. Martin looking quick on his first run as well in this session. As they'll come out now of turn 9. Rumble up towards the finish line here at the Red Bull Ring. Your first times in qualifying 1 then. Oliveira does a 1:30 point. Well, that's changed now as well already, actually. Oliveira does a 1:30.237. Martin on a 1:28.694. Bastianini 1:28.931. Quartararo's looking quick, but Martin already back in the traction point looking okay. Quartararo 4/10 up at the moment. Hi, you right?
Yeah.
It's going to be a wild run, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it will be. Especially given it's such an unusual Q1. So, there's some names in here you just don't expect to see.
Well, last year's I need to turn around. I need the light on eventually in here. Yesterday's right, do you want to know what I find interesting? Look at that already.
How?
This paper is ridiculously thin. I don't like it. I'm changing papers. Because all the oil marks just arrived from somewhere. It's not good paper. So I'm changing. I want to change the paper because all your documents end up getting destroyed. There's lying on the desk. Look. What's happened? Colorado goes fourth. Yeah, the best pole time from last year was a 1:27.748. That's the lap record around here. So that's the time to beat this year. Thanks, mate. Bezeki's looking quick. So is Fashion. Is it starting to heat up out there?
No. Marini shortcut.
Bezeki's doing 1-2 as he comes over the line. Has he got time to find? Yes, he does. 1:28.409.
Woohoo! Okay, is it just me or does some of the riders, you know their number instantly, and as Bezeki goes off the track slightly?
Wide at one.
Some of them, you know the numbers of them, and others you say, who's that again? Whose number
Something
is
you've
that?
got to double check at, yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
It's like there's some I know instantly. For example, Marini. I know Marini is 10, and that was Digintonio, I think, going off slightly.
Yeah, he's done a 1:28.906. He's gone straight on 1. Quadraro's going for another run around as well. He's 84 thousandths down on the best time. He needs to be inside the top 2. If you're new to MotoGP, that's the deal. Be inside the top 2 and you will automatically progress. Well, so far, I think that's the issue that everybody's having out there. They
Well,
can't
they can
progress.
stay in it.
Yeah. They can't progress. They can't get the traction. They're playing for time and it's running out.
How's Vinales doing?
Wait, he's not out there on the circuit just yet, Maverick. He's still in the pit lane. But he did take part in practice too, as you know. But yeah, he's being evaluated now. I would do qualifying because then either way you're in the race or not. Look at that. Colorado's furious himself. 1:28.914.
Yeah,
He's
he
off
went
the pace. So he's just lost traction all over.
His manager looks worried.
Everybody looks worried.
Is that allowed?
What?
Take pictures so close.
Yeah.
Also, why does Martin looks like he's questioning his life choices?
First time he's had to go through Q1. He was automatically through to Q2 last time.
True. He's probably questioning his abilities right now because of his injury.
There's a red flag, by the way, out in the British Touring Car's first practice session, just as a heads up. Not really sure where that came from. Looking good, I suppose.
Yeah. 8 minutes left of the session right now, and everyone's coming back into the pit lane, barring, I think, one person. But
Quadraro in sector 4. Has he crashed?
I think
No, he's in the pit lane now.
he's
Yeah.
just gone really slow into the pit lane.
Okay, well, let's head down to TNT Sports then and the latest news.
Wasn't it? That was
Yes.
the thing. I remember Colin Edwards spoke to him about it. There was someone who was bike fit, wasn't he?
Yeah.
All the time, liked a beer on a Sunday night after a race. But then I remember him saying, yeah, at one point it had to change.
Yeah,
He had to change.
And Colin, because obviously we knew Colin back in the day as well. He didn't train. He wasn't a gym man. He didn't go out running. He didn't go out cycling. But he was non-stop. So he was mounted. He loved climbing. He was into tennis, playing tennis all the time. So do you know what I mean? He never stopped. And if you saw Colin Edwards in his prime with his shirt off, he looked like an absolute athlete. There were grabber fat on him, proper full six-pack and a set of shoulders. It was Colin, wasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
So he was, and he was incredibly bike.
Even Valentino changed at one point in his early, part of his career, and even in 500 and then in MotoGP, and then that changed, and you'd suddenly see him in the gym every single time you were in a hotel with him, and it changed, and they're all supreme athletes now. Look at that shot, beautiful.
Actually, a few more fans in than I actually first thought this morning. The grandstands are all slowly starting to fill up.
Yeah, but sales are down. Ticket sales are definitely down. They've got a few problems. You could probably, if you live in Vienna, you're probably closer to Brno.
Well, I think that's what they're on about now, as well, just which racetrack to go to. They're out there on the circuit for their second runs. It's always a tricky one to work out where we're going to run. I never like it that much. It's always a scary time, this session.
Right, 6 minutes left now, and getting people back out onto the track is high pollen count today?
Do you know, I was thinking that because we were mentioning yesterday sneezing in the commentary box, and yeah, today.
I'm going to check that.
I think it's the weather change, so it's shifted.
Yeah. Low pollen.
Oh, that's news.
High UV. Well, it's cloudy right now. I don't say much about that.
Cloudy with a chance of meatballs.
And pollution's low.
Oh, well, that explains something. There we go. Just get that sorted. It was annoying me. Second lap times beginning then here for MotoGP. Oh, hello. That's Bezzecchi not going to have a lap time. He's got on the F1 layout.
That's not wise.
Missing the 2A, 2B chicane. As he rises up the hill. Martin's first sector, 10th and a half down, so he's second at the moment. But I wonder if Bezzecchi did that deliberately to try and give Martin a bit of a run up through the hill.
Possibly.
Just a little bit of a hello advantage time.
It's like, okay, you're struggling. Here, I'll help. Advantage.
Look, well, Aprilia don't seem worried, so I would have wondered if that's something along the plan.
They don't seem worried because they have Bezzecchi.
Both Aprilias, though, in this part of qualifying is not good news.
But in fairness, they are 1 and 2, so...
We haven't actually had our pick with Formula to go. Who's your two to go through?
Well, Bezzecchi, but I think that... Did you?
I was thinking Bezzecchi and Quartararo will go through. That was my team picks. Let us know in the chat what yours are. All-time that record, as Plug says, 127.748. Hello to Dan. Oh, hello, Dan. Hello to Clover Vision. Glenn says, good work, love the MotoGP. And good, thumbs up. Hello, Dan. I hope you're all okay, my friend. Second lap time's coming through, and Martin didn't improve on that time. He's still 3 tenths down. In fact, Marini improves up to 4th, 3 into 10th. Nobody actually improved on that run round. I thought there might be, yeah.
Given the fact that they've only just come out of pit lane, they've probably all gone for a second slow lap to really warm it up.
Quartararo is running in 6th at the moment. The computer's estimating 5th. He's 7 hundredths? Yeah.
Which one? Yeah.
700ths off the pace. That stopped me for a minute at 10 o'clock in the morning.
You see, for so many years I struggled with that.
Yeah.
Which is weird given I was in second set maths. I literally was bluffing my way through it at that point. I kept thinking, right, it's a sector time.
So she's bluffing her way through it. Yeah, she's got the highest marks of anybody in the family for that.
True, I do. I bluffed my way through a lot of things.
You don't bluff.
I just forget, and suddenly my brain tells my hand what the answer is.
Still looking quite good at the moment, this whole situation.
Hey, there is one thing in life I bluffed my way through for years.
What?
The alphabet.
Oh, that's true.
I didn't know it fully until I was 16. I always got confused between V and W. And where the hell was U meant to go?
Over the line for Bastianini, and he breaks the Aprilia 1-2 domination. It's a 128.353 at their home circuit. They need one of them to go through, and that's a factory. Both of the factory, the KTM Tech 3 bikes, they're both factories, remember, but they need to go through.
They won't. They'll get out them.
How to see Bastianini go through? Bezzecchi, okay. Oh, he's up still in the first sector by 34 thousandths, his own best time.
No, the worst thing was I was in top set English.
Yeah, okay.
Struggling with my alphabet. I got A's as well.
I'm suddenly redoing your whole academic life now.
Just like, how did she get this? And just like, I don't know either.
Bezzecchi looking stronger out here on the circuit right now. There's not going to be that much that we were disadvantaging maybe.
I never bluffed my way through history or science.
Strategy? I'm thinking this is going to be a very tasty weekend so far. I'll try and hold it together. It's still such a tricky, short shoot section at the last corner here.
That was really hard to say.
Yeah, it was.
Bastianini, 98 thousandths of a second up, and now he's 86 down. Martin crosses the line with a 1:28.664, goes at 4th, all on the last flying lap right now. 30 seconds left on the clock for Q1. And I'm seeing slight improvements from Ayagura and Vinales.
Martin's given up. Martin will not progress through to the next part of the session.
Who had that?
So did, and so has Bastianini.
Do you know what would be really shocking if Ayagura went through?
It would be. He's in 10th at the moment on the Trackhouse.
I kind of hope he does now.
Delta time's not looking too bad there, is it, actually?
Yeah.
If he finds 7/10, I'll be impressed.
If he gets that high up though, he'll only go like 4.
Maverick has done a session, by the way, but he's 1.4 seconds down.
Do you know what? He's still recovering. This is just his tester. He just wants not to be last. He's last.
No one else improving out there. Digi goes 5th. Quadraro in 6th. I don't think Marco Bezzecchi's finding much time either. So an anticlimactic end to the first part of qualifying at the Red Bull Ring.
Oh. Off
And
into the gravel.
Marco Bezzecchi, who does go through, runs it wide at turn 9 and goes through the gravel trap.
Don't crash into the wall. Ay, ay, ay.
Didn't see that coming, did he?
No. What was he thinking?
Oops, ow, bang, bang, wallop. Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ting, tang, walla, walla, bing, bang.
I knew you'd do that.
Ooh, ee, ooh, ah.
Don't sing.
Why? It doesn't matter. Yeah, that's because they upload their videos.
True.
Ours are live streams, so it doesn't matter. We're getting ad revenue anyway.
I do feel.
There's 2 different versions. That's why Daz did a live stream yesterday, probably.
Oh, probably.
Do whatever he likes.
Have you noticed he's put a little picture up of him and Will?
Yes, I have, yeah. End of the first session then. And it's Marco Bezzecchi in 2nd and Enea Bastianini in 1st. So the 2 riders going through. Marini, Martin, Digitonio, Quadraro, Rins, Oliveira, Ayagura, Miller and Vinales will start 13 to 21 in both the Tissot Sprint and the Austrian Grand Prix. Your thoughts?
We were right with Bezzecchi.
Yep. Didn't see Bezzecchi coming through, but first time that Quattararo is not through to Q2 this season. A huge change around. We weren't expecting that one at all. Let's head back down to Susie in the paddock. Well, they haven't actually thrown to Susie yet. They stopped and then they haven't gone back.
I wonder how Quattararo must be feeling right now, knowing that he hasn't gotten through. Probably just like, how did this happen?
Yeah, I must admit, it's a bit of a up and down manoeuvre. It's like, oh, okay, I've gone 4th and now I'm out. So he's got a lot of work to do.
Go and have lunch.
I don't know, everyone looking a bit ooh-ee-ooh-ah.
Dejected.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. Now we can throw it down to Susie Perry and Silva Gentoli with Michael Laverty in the paddock.
Yeah, thanks, Gavi. It is back-to-back Q2. So the first 11 of the season, he couldn't get out of Q1. So clearly there is improvement for Enea with that bike. He just didn't seem to be able to gel with it for the first half of the season. You know, what do you think it is that's clicked for him?
Yeah, I mean, with Enea, it's like that, and it's been like that over the past. If he gets that front feel that he needs to go fast, he can produce miracles. And for the moment he switched to the KTM, he was basically lost. I mean, it looked like he was absolutely nowhere. And since Brno, everything is switched. So, yeah, he's obviously found that front feeling. Looks like he's able to drift the bike all the way into the corner in a really smooth way as well. And that looks like, you know, it looks a lot more efficient than before. Before, the bike would slide and come back and sort of snatch a little bit. And now he's able to be more smooth into the entry zone. So, again, you know, the word is that Manu Kizo and Viñales managed to find a different engine brake strategy, you know, to go smoother into the corners, and maybe this is something at the back of that is benefiting Enea on the other side of the pit box as well. But it's great to see him back. And in Brno, he was super competitive. He crashed in the main Grand Prix, but he was looking good for another podium again.
He looks much more comfortable, doesn't he? He looks much more planted on the bike and more relaxed on the bike as well. I mean, you can tell he's squeezing everything out of it on those laps that
moves.
Yeah, absolutely. But you can see that he's throwing himself into it more. So interesting stuff. Let's find out what his boss thinks then, because Steve Day is with the one and only Hervé Poncherel.
Hervé, congratulations, and what a lap that was from Enea. He looked good there with all the big bosses in town as well. How important was that?
Oh, what a relief. You know, yesterday I was really sad, you know, because we missed for a few thousand the Q2 Direct. Okay, we missed it for Brad, so we're happy for Brad, but as you know, it's a special track. It's always more pressure here than anywhere else, because this is the home country for both the title sponsor Red Bull and of course factory KTM. And we knew, you know, we had the potential to be together with the top 10 guys. But, you know, Q1 today was so competitive with the two factory Aprilia, with Fabio, with Di Gianantonio, so we were not sure. You know, it's always a big pressure and a big mess to be in Q1. And I'm really proud of what Enea has done together with his crew, you know, because he did a really strong lap, 2 laps in a row, red. So makes us happy, proud, and we know how important grid position is for the race result. So now we have to see what he can do, but if we could eventually end up top 6 would be fantastic.
On the other side of the garage, it has been a real fight for Maverick. He's been so brave. Do you think he'll race later or not?
You know, I would like to congratulate him because, you know, Paul was here yesterday, Paul Espargaro, ready to eventually replace him for Maverick to have more time to rest. But he wants to do laps and laps and laps. He knows KTM is coming back at the top level. He saw what happened in Czech Republic. He sees what the other guys are doing here. So he's really a full motivation, and he wants to do as many laps as he can without hurting the shoulder, but training for basically the next round. So it's always a balance, you know. You don't want to do too much because you could increase the inflammation, but also you need to ride to get the power back and the feeling back. So far, he's doing a fantastic job, and we are behind him. He's doing what he wants. Clearly here, it's going to be a warm-up for next round.
Good luck for Q2.
Thank you very much.
And the hope for Hervé Poncherel that Enea Bastianini can catapult himself onto the front 2 rows of the grid. Maybe, let's wait and see. But just talk about Maverick there for a second. I mean, that shoulder injury, dislocating that shoulder, the ligament damage that they saw, normally that takes about 4 months to heal. And, you know, we're only a few weeks in here. It is incredible what he's able to do out there.
Yeah, word is obviously he had surgery on the injury, and word is, but when they actually opened it, it was much worse than they expected. So it is a lengthy injury. Very brave to come back here, using this race a bit as a workout, you know, as getting a feel for the shoulder, see how it works. But shoulder injury, you know, with a MotoGP bike, you are, especially on a track like here, stop and go, you know, the braking zones, you spend like more than 30% of the track here, of the time, braking, putting pressure onto that shoulder. So being very brave. Viñales for KTM though, absolutely brilliant. 3 KTMs out of 4, and obviously Maverick Viñales is injured, so he's not able to go to maximum speed, but they're all in Q2, brilliant.
Yeah, that's really fantastic for them. Great for Bez as well, getting himself through, because this is a bit of a dog of a track for Aprilia, it seems.
It's a tough one, and stop and go track, so we know the Aprilia go better on flowing tracks, and we've seen that historically. And also we've got that special rear tyre here with this harder sort of construction that never really suited the Aprilia. So for Bezzecchi here, it's looking looking like they're not as quick as they were in the last few races, but they're fighting back, and Aprilia is making inroads.
What about this track then in terms of the next qualifying session? And obviously it's always important to get as far up as you can, but here, that turn 1, it comes quite soon, doesn't it?
Yeah, always very tight here. It's a bit like a funnel type of effect, and we see a lot of riders making a bit of contact or running wide out of turn 1 at the start. So
which you're allowed to do in lap 1.
Which you're allowed to do, but you're going to still lose quite a lot of time, you know, if you're not in the first sort of 2 rows. So as usual, hyper important the qualification, but much more on a track like here, stop and go, you can lose a lot of time in the first few corners.
Yeah, and at the pointy end then, in the psychological, let's let's go into Pecco Bagnaya's head, shall we, here, where he's won, you know, the last 6 events, the last 3 years, he's won both races. This has been his track. We know that you can wipe that slate clean because Mark has just stolen everything this year. But this is a very real chance for him, isn't it, this weekend, to try and put himself ahead of Mark. Maybe even the last one when you look at the tracks ahead of us.
Yeah, Pecco has looked good. Mark still looks like he's in control, but Pecco is really, really close to him in race rhythm and also the time attack. So yeah, he's close. He's got a shot. If you're Pecco Bagnaia, you definitely want to be on the front row. You belong. That's where you belong so far. How you built your weekend. But he's got a chance to beat Marc Marquez. So yeah, let's see if he can do it.
Absolutely. Looking forward to see what Pedro can do as well. Who's your money on for this one? Let's go over to comms then for this Q2 pole position shootout.
Thank you very much, Susie Perry. The green light is on and we're underway for this second qualifying session. Zarco, Morbidelli, Bassini, Fernandez, Binder, Mia, Acosta, Aldeguer, Bagnaia, Bezzecchi, Alex Marquez, and the man on pole is Marc Marquez.
Okay, if people have arachnophobia, please cover your ears for the next 30 seconds or to a minute. But do you know what I just found out? The fact that spiders can crawl through windows that are closed.
Yes.
Why can't they get into the house where the windows are closed?
Info cups are so destroyed, it's unbelievable. Need to, and also need to do the side of the head stuff.
It feels wrong.
We both need new ear cups. You buy yours, I buy mine?
Christmas.
No, these are not going to last till Christmas. They're going to be flaking off before anything.
That fact.
You want the nice aircon ones?
Yeah. I thought you'd already got them.
Does it look like I've got them? Are you still wearing leather ear cups?
You looked it up.
I looked it up, I didn't buy them. I'll buy 2 if you want, but that would have been 30 quid. Admittedly, I did walk into a supermarket and spend 30 quid on... Yeah. Oh, that was a birthday
Your
present.
priorities are...
Birthday presents are the stuff for work. Look, I've just fixed our microphone. You know, basic. Do you want to know a secret, everybody? I think we said this yesterday, didn't we?
Yes, you did.
Yes. So there's our normal microphone, but then for when we go out, we've got a cover for it now, so we can hold it, and also it doesn't get hot. It's a better grip.
Hello.
Yeah, so we can hold it. Our usual one's still here that we use for presenting. Just that we were, yeah. I know what I'm on about.
See.
I think that's the most important thing. We're playing for time, by the way, because not much is going on, but Marc Marquez is being followed by Alex Marquez. There's Casey Stoner in the pit lane. Why we're zooming on him in this qualifying session, I don't know. I mean, we've missed the entire first sector now.
Oh, because we were zoomed in on his face.
Mark's quicker by 0.6 of a second.
There's a shot.
But has Mark backed off? Because Mark was ahead of Alex, and now Alex is ahead of Mark.
And then they got Aldeguer just right behind them. They're like, wait for me.
It's his, I never like to see the train run in a MotoGP session, because half the time that usually means that we're going to end up in a, you know, somebody goes down, you all go down situation. And if there's a yellow, they'll all lose their lap times.
I find it quite funny when that happens. Imagine Alex just purposely crashes. Just like, oh no, sector time's ruined for all of you.
Just a quick reminder that we will also have the Moto E race straight after this at 11 o'clock. Their first race of the day. Race 2 is later on JBMotorsports 2. As there goes Zarco on the inside of Aldeguer, getting through.
Bagnaia's going to be top.
Over the line. Lap time's complete. Who's on provisional pole position then? Mark. 120. Oh, Bastianini. 129.240. Bezzecchi. Bagnaia.
Woohoo.
But it's Bezzecchi and Morbidelli. 128.562 for Marco Bezzecchi. Morbidelli, 128.788.
Woohoo. Bezzecchi winning.
Well, he had to go through Q1, but
Raul's up there.
Raul is in
fourth
position. Mia in 5th. Mark's down in 10th place, but on a faster lap time now. 24.1 first sector, 24.5 second sector, but Alex is faster in sector 2, 24.493.
Let's have a look. Bagnaia is slower, so Mark, I think, will definitely overtake him.
Yeah, not many improving on the overall delta time. Oh no, there goes Zarko! And
Again?
Everybody's lap time's cancelled.
Again.
And this is what I was just saying a few moments ago about when that yellow flag comes out, if somebody goes down, all your lap times are cancelled due to it. So, Mark's time that is probably going to go quickest is now done. It won't count.
I mean...
It is so pointless.
Bezecchi will probably thank him.
Into the last corner. Up towards the line. Yellow flag now, retreat. No, another yellow flag.
There it is, 72, 21.
Now we've got green. Now that's interesting. The yellow flag came out to stop Raul Fernandez's lap time.
36.
So, yeah, here we go. These lap times coming through then I don't think are going to count.
Yeah, they were.
But Mark's done a 1:28.220. Let's see if that stays on the board.
I bet you it will.
Yeah, I've got that feeling it will, because was Mark past the zone, but it was still in the yellow flag zone.
I think they make exceptions for if you've got more than 5 World Championships. That's the way it goes in sports. Actually, 4.
Has the itsy bitsy teeny weeny anti-slip machine failed again?
Always. And that's
Yes.
Acosta having 2 red sector times, and oof.
Mark's lap time stands, he was past the point.
Woohoo!
So Mark's on provisional pole position again.
25. Raul.
Yeah, and that shouldn't have counted actually, because Raul...
He was past it.
But the thing is, it was green, and then they purposely put that sector as yellow for him.
Yeah, it's like if that was outside of the crash zone.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I agree with that one. To be fair, it
Wasn't
feels a
he?
little bit weird?
Wasn't he going faster than Mark was?
Yeah, yeah.
So I bet someone purposely did that. Who was a fan of Mark in the control, and just like
Race control can do that. We'll see what Mike Webb, race director, has to say about that in his reports.
that has happened before.
Yes, it has happened before. Yeah, and the stewards got changed afterwards as well as a result.
Some stewards, you can't ever believe that someone is completely non-biased about someone, because it's human nature to have opinions.
Unfortunately, I have to agree with you on that. It annoys me to this day as well.
And
Yeah.
sometimes they let that go through too much. And I like it when people are able to hold back that.
Mio over the line goes 6th, 1:28.747. Okay.
8 minutes left of the session, and here they are, coming into the pit lane now for their strategy.
See how much the heat haze rises off the bikes
Yeah.
from that drone, that spot. 50, 60 feet above them, and it still,
Sees it.
yeah, it gets affected by it.
I must admit, given how their drone cameras are quite good.
They are 4K, but they are not. We're not broadcasting in 4K.
That's how they're able to see it, but they can't properly show it.
It's so bad. Give us 4K, please, MotoGP. It's bad when you think about it, because in that Formula 1's been in 4K since 2018.
That was 7 years ago.
Yeah,
How have they not caught up?
no idea.
Oh my.
We should be in 4K. This is MotoGP. Why aren't we? Oh, hello. Who's this? Pushing down pit road.
Oh, that is one of the KTMs.
It's Pedro Costa. Oh, he's running down on the runoff road.
Where have you gone off?
That's it. So it's on the run down towards turn 2A and 2B. He's pulled off onto the infield section. Yeah, look. Oh, he's taking a shortcut back. What's he done here? What? So he's taken the shortcut. The bike's died.
This is unconventional.
As he went out of fuel.
It's like I can hear it gurgling.
So he's gone back. He's going back down the runoff area.
And he's just gone to that bike.
And now he's got his KTM rescue marshal to push him back down the paddock, and the bike's now coming back into the paddock the wrong way.
Do you notice how he got onto that bike like how Snow White got onto a horse?
Oh, this is dangerous. Can I just tell you, by the way, Pedro Acosta's going to get a massive fine for this because you're not allowed to ride it into the paddock.
Whoa!
Oh my God.
Well, people are certainly going to be shocked. There's people running.
This is a MotoGP. Is he going to take it all the way back into the paddock? He
Oh
is.
my God!
He's got it off. And now we've lost the signal.
That's a walkway, Pedro.
He's taken the bike all the way back from turn 2, all the way down, and he's brought it back into the pit lane.
He's a menace to society.
He's got it back, but that was impressive. But, yeah, slightly worried that a MotoGP bike that's got no place of being in the paddock.
Oh,
That's just shot through.
I mean, I know he doesn't like to let go of his bike, but that's a little bit too much.
Probably he sleeps with it as well, like going rum, when he's having a nightmare. Into 2A and 2B then, the final 5 minutes. First off, his girlfriend turns over in the middle of the night, hits the exhaust, jumps up.
Hey, at least it's warm in the winter.
That's true. Carbon monoxide poisoning.
Just like, can you put the bike on, like, gear 6, please? Need warming up.
That's when the ride height device starts activating as well. It
Gets pushed out of bed. Just like,
Especially when it's buckaroo moment. Just gets launched up towards the ceiling. Probably woke up this morning with his head stuck in the ceiling. Looks in the loft. Darling, we've got rats. Dear me. Okay.
Why is one of them making spaghetti bolognese?
What? Oh, ratatouille.
Yeah.
Took me a second, that one. I thought Rick and Morty for a second. Bagnaya's looking quick, so's Bezecchi.
Do you remember that Simpsons episode where Homer does get controlled by a rat to cook something, and then he's like, good, but not great.
I can't remember that. I have to watch that.
And then he tries to kill the rat.
Bagnaya to provisional pole, but Bezecchi immediately goes faster, and Alex Marquez slots into second position. 1:28.060 is Bezecchi's time. Alex Marquez 1:28.076. So it is getting faster and it is getting more aggressive. Well, this is a new method that's come through that nobody's expecting. I heard clouds from Gavin Emmett.
Clown.
If it starts raining, that'll be something.
This is the scene I'm on about.
No, oh, does he try and do Ratatouille?
Yes, but
Okay, I've never seen that. That's news to me. Bagnaya's up. Yeah, Bagnaya's up by 0.031, but he's backed off the lap time, and Bezecchi's gone with him, even though they're both faster. They've both gone off the track down at the Vos curve.
it's Gone Maggie Gone from season 20.
Okay. I'll take a watch of that later. Mark starts a lap time. What's he going to do about it?
It's quite a funny episode.
I've got a feeling, that we're going to see something quite entertaining here from Bezecchi. And still, look at that. The rear sliding out like crazy.
I thought he was going to go off then.
Anti-slip machinery not working. Over the line. Is he quicker or not? No, stays
Yellow.
fifth. And Mark Marquez!
Oh my, did the anti-slip machine be the slip machine?
He's gone off at the 2A, 2B. So it turns out for pole position, it is not 2B for Mark Marquez as he restarts.
You'll never guess who just got a shortcut warning.
Mark?
No. Acosta. I mean, there's one way to call it.
Mark's bike just dropped mid-corner.
Ooh.
So the man who should have been on form all weekend and got pole position
Was it the back? Was it the
got...
back?
No, it's his elbow. It's brought him down. His own cockiness has brought him down. Elbow down, shoulder down at 2, and he's gone off.
Usually the way. He tried to do a Martine.
Well, it is not 2B for Mark Marquez.
He tried to do a Martine.
Yeah.
Like he did, like what Martine did last year in the last race.
Let's have a look. Lean angle only a 2A into 2B. Catches it on his elbow and brings him down.
Soon as he reaches 70.
And that is a rear Mark Marquez. Has he gone off again?
No, I think he's just going round back.
Is that's Bagnaya? That's Bagnaya! That's not
Oh
Mark. That's
my-
Bagnaya's gone down!
Okay, Ducati are questioning their riders.
Bagnaia is off, and there's somebody else off at turn 3. Alex Marquez's rear snaps.
That's Raul.
Raul's down at turn 3 at Remus.
What? Yeah.
What is going on?
Yeah.
Over the line from Alex Marquez. He stays second, but the yellows are out. No one else going to get an improved lap time. That's it. Bezecchi's got pole.
What's Raul done? He's down at... Okay, as you said, he's down at turn 3. Are we near that right now?
We're coming into it now. We're gone green. Mark's going to try and do something to get a better position than 4th on the grid. Acosta goes 7th. Well, what a dramatic qualifying this is turning out to be. It's hard to keep up. Mark's got the fastest second sector of anybody as he comes down into Socha Gold at turn 4.
How? Okay, Acosta's got a faster one now.
23.988.
Can the paddock man naturally get pole?
That time cancel for the 33 and the 21.
That's got to be the moment of the year.
That really has. Somehow Marquez is in form here. Will it be? I don't think it'll be pole, but Acosta might get pole. That time cancel for Acosta though. So Acosta's best lap time's gone.
That's last one.
Yeah, so that's the 8th position. So now, look at that, he's a 10th lap. In KTM's backyard, as the checker flag come out, is Acosta about to take pole position.
Please.
Red Bull and KTM on home soil might just have the dream combo in their star man they've been waiting to progress up in MotoGP. Mark is 4th, Aldeguer 6th, Raul 9th, Binder 11th. Acosta's down by 37 thousandths. But it can all be saved in the last corner. You know what this boy can do. Up to the line. Has he got anything? Can he drag anything to the line? Is it quicker or not? No, he lost 3/10.
There's one person improving.
Morbidelli, middle sector.
Can he do a red sector 3?
Well,
No.
if Morbid, no, he's out of it.
I think he just got lucky on sector 2.
How did Morbidelli lose? How did Acosta lose 3/10 of a second in that last sector? What on earth happened? Did he slide?
Probably.
And
During
again,
the last 2 corners.
Again, we're looking at the legends of the sport rather than looking at the actual stars of today, not yesteryear.
Can we start looking in the past, please?
It drives me up the wall. Look at Aprilia!
No offence.
Marco Bezzecchi is crying!
Woohoo!
It feels like a victory from Q1 to pole! Aprilia's bad weekend suddenly turns a massive up. There's tears in the paddock. There's celebrations all round. Marco Bezzecchi has pole position for the Austrian Grand Prix and the Tissot Sprint.
And Mark's not even on the top row.
He starts 4th. This is a shocker. Game on.
Yeah.
This is unbelievable. First pole since the 2023 Indian Grand Prix. The only Indian Grand Prix that we had on the calendar, by the way. Who knew that was going to happen, by the way? What a surprise. The reason Formula 1 left because of all the visas and tax issues, the same thing happens to MotoGP, and what a surprise, it was only a year long. That's how I met Maddie.
Good thing, eh?
Oh, wow. Okay, let you go now. What do you make of quality?
I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
That's all I can use to describe it. It's hilarious.
Let's head down to TNT Sports then and catch the latest action as Mark comes in for 4th place.
Not been having the best weekend, the rookie, to qualify in the 2nd row of the grid.
0.176 covering the top 5.
Look at the back.
Enea Bastianini 5th. That's excellent. His best by far. In fact, before his 11th in Brno, his best was 17th. Some turnaround for Bastianini. Well, he's had 4th a couple of times this season. The only 2 times he's been off the front row. At Silverstone, it meant he was 2nd in the sprint, 3rd in the race. The only non-sprint victory. And then in Assen, he won both races from 4th. Brad Binder behind him just picked Johan Zarco for 11th at the end of that session. But Marc Marquez's crash means he's not on the front row for the 3rd time this year. Marco Bezzecchi only on the front row for the 2nd time this year, and takes his first pole in Aprilia Black. Alongside him on that front row, you can just see Alex Marquez in the background. He's back on the front row for the first time since Assen. And then Pecco Bagnaia rounding out that front row of the grid. We have an unfamiliar feel to it with Marco Bezzecchi at the head of the field, Susie. But that means we should have a race on our hands later on for the sprint and, of course, on Sunday's Grand Prix.
Absolutely brilliant from Bezzecchi, but we could have a race on our hands this afternoon with a little bit of weather, because the clouds are coming in now and it feels pretty stormy. We still got the really hot sunshine down here, baking hot like a cauldron, but those dark, ominous clouds are coming in. But we've got joyous sunshine in Michael Laverty joining us. What a session that was, really. 10 out of 10 for effort for Bezzecchi and Pedro Acosta. But let's just start, shall we, Michael, with the crash for Marc Marquez.
We've seen crashes, not the way Marc crashed, though. This change of direction from turn 2A to turn B, and Marc's fully committed, as he always is. It's one of those where you got to put everything on the line around here. The front just gets away from him, chases it into the gravel, but fair play to pick it up and ride it with half his fairing ripped off. But you see, just as he changes direction, it didn't look like he got his front wheel in the curb, Sylvain, but he was just buried in there and couldn't get it back.
Yeah, it was just before the curb there, just a little bit. So he touched the gas in between the chicanes and just got a little bit greedy there. There's a dip there, and we've seen riders crashing before, so he's very much on the limit, and yeah, loses the front there, just a tiny bit too greedy for Marc. It wasn't possible for him to improve at the end of the session because the bike was too damaged. Fair play to him to pick it up though, and get on with it.
There was a point where we all thought, even with half a bike,
there was a lot of damage there.
Yeah.
I mean, all the aero was probably hanging on the floor as well. So yeah, unfortunately for Marc, he's P4. He's still a favourite for the race, but he's got some work to do.
Head to the second row of the grid. You can probably see actually a little bit of wind blowing in now, which usually means there's a bit of a storm on the way. Michael, look how excited Sylvain looks.
I just desperately want to get my phone out, to look at the app. I looked 5 minutes ago and he was gathering, getting bigger, and and he's coming. So this one might actually go away, and there's another one coming just before the sprint.
Oh, it's an obsession. It's becoming an obsession. Let's talk about Marco Bezzecchi. I mean, where did that come from? They have really struggled around here, and that was the most phenomenal lap and his first pole position for Aprilia. Michael, how cool was that?
Yeah, extra special to do it at a track. They arrived here expecting to struggle. They have struggled, both Jorge Martin and Bezzecchi, but he put it all together. A good marker up in front with Pecco Bagnaia. Aprilia's weakness, as we know, is this little bit of instability in braking, but he just pulled so much back in the middle part of the lap, put it all together, and what a pole position. And then this man under the radar all weekend. Alex Marquez delivers onto the front row of the grid. So yeah, completely unscripted the qualifying. We didn't pick either of those two as 1-2 in the grid. We thought it was going to be a Marc Pecco fight for pole, but yeah, Aprilia pulling it out of the bag.
Yeah, and you mentioned Pecco there, getting his bike onto the front row, one ahead of Marc. That will mean something to him, surely?
Of course, yeah. And he's had a strong weekend, really, Pecco. And we said before the session, he'll be happy with the front row. Obviously, he's going to try for pole position, but yeah, he'll be happy with that, especially with Marc behind him. Pecco starts well, and he's had so far one of his stronger weekends, of the season. So let's see what gets on. We've not heard him, complaining about the front end feel. So, and we've seen him as well with good race pace.
Yeah. Now, in terms of Marc in the sprint, we know sometimes it can take a couple of laps for him to get into his rhythm. With the fact that he's on the second row, does this have an impact?
Not as much as I'd like, to be honest. Yeah. 14 laps, it's enough time for him to work his way through around here. Obviously, the weather could play a part, but if it stays dry, Marc's got the rhythm, Pedro Acosta's got the rhythm, and they're down the field a little bit. So look for those two coming through. I didn't anticipate talking about Bezzecchi being able to lead from the front, but he's got the ability, and we've seen it this year. When he gets to the front, he can control the pace. So it's going to be a very different sprint race this afternoon. It's not Pecco's forte at the moment. Still struggling with the lower fuel load, making it work. But yeah, surprise man could be the middle of the front row, Alex Marquez. We didn't expect him to be as strong as he is, but yeah, I'm pleased to say we're going into the sprint, and I'm a little bit unsure of who's going to come out on top.
Yeah, that's great to not know really what's probably going to happen, isn't it? It's a nice position to be in. What about Pedro Acosta? I mean, I was deeply impressed with how he managed to just scoot his bike back into the garage. That was pretty phenomenal. But you've got a feel for him because he looked like he was just riding the pants off that bike, didn't he?
Yeah, he tried everything he could. He got unlucky with obviously some small technical issue in his second run. Got back on his bike, and he was looking so good there. The KTM was really strong in sector 2. Actually, Bastianini was really strong in sector 2 in that braking zone for turn 4. Losing a bit in that third sector there. That's where the Aprilia was supremely strong with that new rubber. And then Pedro Acosta just watched the front there into the last turn. The front is going to go. He's going to save it on his knee. He loses about 3 times there, so 10 out of 10 for effort for Pedro Acosta. A bit disappointed with that. He's not shaking his head a little bit. He knew he could have done a little bit better. Bastianini qualified him on the KTM actually, but he's looked good. Pedro Acosta's looked good this weekend, looking aggressive. He's had a crash. He's had that very near miss there. Look at that, the front going. Still saves it. Doesn't run to the green as well. That would have cancelled his lap. And it's still an okay position to start. So for Pedro Acosta, he's going to have to take some big risk, and that means a good show for us.
It certainly does. Enea Bastianini as well from the second row, and a completely new / old Enea, it seems, coming back for the second half of this season. Perhaps this is going to be a game of 2 halves. Certainly Pecco Bagnaia is hoping for that to be rejuvenated for the second half, and he's put his bike on the front row.
Pecco, it looked quite difficult to put a perfect lap together there, but how crucial is a front row start?
Absolutely, very important. So I'm happy to stand in the front row. I tried to do more laps, but for some reason I wasn't able to force like I wanted. So now we will check and understand if I have to change something for this afternoon to see if I have to push in different ways. But in terms of pace, I'm quite satisfied. Not too much for the grid positions, but it's okay like this.
Despite Mark crashing, does he still feel like the main competition here?
I think the Mark is the fastest one in terms of pace. Also this morning he demonstrated, so it will be important to start well, try to be leading from the first laps and see if I can open a gap or not.
Well done.
Grazie.
Yeah, Mark 3/10 faster than the rest of the field this morning. It's easy to forget that when you've had a bit of a shootout, isn't it, with all that excitement. But what did you make of what Pecco said there in terms of having the pace, but also still things to work on for this afternoon? What do you think he was talking about there?
Unfortunately, he's still unsure of the bike. Whenever you drop the fuel load to go half race distance, a 12-litre tank, it just changes the weight distribution, and he's never been strong this year with the GP25. Good to see the positive comments coming back about the front end, about the braking, and you can see him on track. He's sideways, he kicks off the curbs, and he still hits the apex. So I think he's got something to fight with tomorrow. Interesting, he's talking about leading the race from the outset, from the right side of the grid. If he leads into turn 1, can he drop the hammer? It's what he's done so good in the past, but he just lacks that little bit of self-belief for the sprint. So yeah, he's got some question marks still, and let's see what he can deliver.
Let's just say that this rain does come in, and we do have a wet start to the sprint race this afternoon. Look at his little cheeks.
I'd love to see that, because it will be absolute carnage and impossible to predict what's going to happen. They've had no wet time at all.
Oh.
And
I'm going to ask you to predict what could happen.
Well, I think I would, if it's going to rain, I think the 2 Frenchmen are going to do well. So for me, it's a win-win. If it's dry, we're going to get a great fight. If it's wet, the French are going to...
What, you think that Fabio Quartararo is going to be able to magic something
Johan Zarco, yeah, he's been good in Le Mans, wasn't he, in the wet?
Oh, yeah.
Why not?
Amazing. I mean, actually, I've got to feel a bit for Johan Zarco in that with that crash, because he looked like he should have been much further up.
Yeah, 2 crashes in quick succession, never good for the confidence. But the Honda's been strong this weekend. Joan Mir's looked good, Marini as well, and Zarco arguably the best race pace. But the crash has pretty much derailed his day so far. But he's 4th row in the end, so hopefully he can do something. As the Sylvain said, if the rain clouds do burst, then all of a sudden Zarco bursts into life. So yeah, fingers crossed for him.
You need to do a bit of cloud bursting. You need to do like a little rain dance.
Well, that's the next step with the app, where I can actually control it or try and...
You can control the weather?
Well, some people can. I've heard. I've read it online
Oh,
somewhere.
let's
Might
not
be a
go back
conspiracy
to.
theory,
Let's
but-
not go back to
Seen it.
Indonesia. Let's hear from the man who is cloud seeding. Actually, you could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alex Marquez is second fastest. He's going from the front row.
Alex so close to pole position, but as we said to Pecco just then, front row is priority here in Austria. How was that?
Yeah, it was priority, you know, it's like business on the airplane. So it was important to be there, you know, everything looks more comfortable from front row. But yeah, always painful. I mean, to lose a pole position for 016, I think was, so nothing more, but anyway, Marco did a better job than us, so congrats to him. And yeah, we have a great opportunity today. It was important also for us to start in front row because tomorrow we'll have to complete the long lap. So it was important all that. We did it, but now we need to look forward. And after the sprint, we'll have a better image, a better picture where we are exactly on the rhythm.
What sort of race are you expecting later this afternoon? And do you think you can find something to bring a fight to both Marc and Pecco?
I mean, here always it's difficult to fight with official Ducati and especially the red Ducatis. So I will try my best. I will try to be there, but also we cannot forget that, for example, the Hondas are really fast here, Bezzecchi. So can be a lot of surprises, and also we cannot forget the KTM. So we'll see where it will be, and I will give my 100% as always.
Thanks, Alex.
Thank you.
Yeah, great qualifying for Alex Marquez today. That long lap penalty that he was talking about, obviously referring back to that crash with Joan Mir last time out in Brno. I hope you can hear me all right. I feel like my mic's going in and out, so sorry if there's any little gremlins. Yeah, what do you make of that? The form coming in now at the right time?
Yeah, for Alex, he's had that little dip, a few indiscretions, as we mentioned, the moment with Joan Mir. I think he's got good rhythm coming into the second half of the season. This is a track he was strong at last year. The GP24 works well, so I think he's got a good position from the front row for sure. And I am obviously the injury that he picked up in Assen and recovering through that, I think he's back to full strength now. So yeah, I think he's a definite threat for both sprint and feature race this weekend.
Yep, so going from the middle of the front row of the grid, but the man in pole position for your Austrian Grand Prix, and for the first time for Aprilia, is the amazing Marco Bezzecchi.
Marco, wow, from where you were yesterday afternoon, you pushed right to the edge of the limit there to get pole position. Have you surprised yourself?
Yeah, it's always a surprise when you come from Q1 to Q2 already. Is something very hard nowadays because everyone is super quick. But to grab the pole position is fantastic. Of course, yesterday we had some problems, but we worked a lot, and Vale also helped me a lot. So big thanks to him and to the team.
In terms of race pace, what do you need to find to be able to fight for the podium today?
Well, it will be tough because in terms of pace, I think I'm not as quick as them, and also Marc, Pedro, the KTM are really good here, so it will be tough. But I will try to make a good start, and then hopefully I can fight and elbows out and give my all.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's what we like to see, isn't it? A very happy Bears. Just mentioning there that his boss, Valentino Rossi, here this weekend. We've seen him out there spotting, haven't we? Giving him a lot of help. I wonder in which areas, do you think?
I don't know, because obviously Aprilia here, they have been struggling a little bit this weekend. And Marco Bezzecchi had to go through Q1. He's built his weekend and they found his little improvement. He's still got some weaknesses. So, yeah, obviously having Valentino trackside, you know, he's going to pick up on little details. And
I mean, even if you're not in his team anymore, at least if you're his mate, he can still help you out.
yeah, but Bez is still team VR46, isn't he? They're all trained together, and he's managed by Valentino, isn't he? So, you know, when you got somebody like that with the experience and the talent and the history of Valentino, it's going to be able to give you some little tips, you know, to sort of dial things in. I still feel like the Aprilia and the package, you know, all round Bezzecchi Aprilia during the race, he's going to be super vulnerable into turn 4, especially in the downhill braking, and that's where it's going to be very hard for Bez to fight against the Ducatis.
Yeah, are you in agreement? Can you add anything onto that in terms of the sprint this afternoon?
Unfortunately, we know if you're lacking a little bit in the braking zone, Ducati are going to show that up. They're going to highlight it, and turn 4, because it's downhill, it's so easy to get it wrong and end up in the gravel. That's where Bezzecchi has to be a little bit cautious, and I think that leaves him vulnerable. But yeah, fingers crossed he can get a good start and have a good rhythm from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Sprint obviously coming up for you later on 2 o'clock your time, where we wait to see what the weather's going to do. It's dropped the temperature by at least 10 degrees. It's a lot cooler, and it's quite nice actually to have it a bit cooler. Let's take a break. We'll see you in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, well, they'll see you in a couple of minutes. The Moto E race is coming up next. That's going to be live here on the main JB Motorsports YouTube channel. But what an absolutely awesome qualifying. It's Marco Bezzecchi on pole. We'll see you later on for the Tissot Sprint. Bye-bye.